to make ends meet. Do you need a minute to get off your feet? Moving to the rhythm of the same old beat. Whoa. A slave to the grind till you drop dead. Tangle with the devil living in your head. Do you wanna party with me instead? Whoa. So we're going out tonight to dance under the city lights and live like we'll never die. Whoa. So we're living it up. We're living it up, yeah. We're living it up, yeah.
Hi everybody, welcome to Cruise Shop Save. I'm Melissa. This is Rosie. Now she's cute and everything, but she's only there because I'm giving her treats. She's not that kind of cat. So anyway, welcome to Cruise Shop Save Live. This is our Friday edition. Oh, I'm sorry, are you bored? She's bored already. Anyways, Cruise Shop Save is all about free information. You can download maps, coupons, all that. And every week I talk to a special guest. This week, my special guest is Travel with Lady, and she lives in Alaska. Hi. Hi, Lady. How are you?
Hi. I'm doing great. What about you, Melissa?
I'm really good. Thank you. Thank you for agreeing to do the interview today on Cruise Shop Save. So you and I go way back. It was Cruising Tips Pete that introduced us, right?
Yes, it was. And that fun group.
I know, we had a little group going in the lockdown, didn't we? So that was good fun and it kept us all company. But you've got your own YouTube channel, right? Travel with Lady.
I do.
Yes. So what's your YouTube channel all about?
My channel is about the places and the way I like to travel. So I love cruising. Up to this point, I've been, you know what? I forgot to update that. I've been on 18 cruises now.
Oh, wow.
So it's increased because I went on 3 last year.
Oh,
and
wow.
I love cruising with family and friends. And what really hit home is when I went to Europe the first time, I enjoyed it so much. And I remember my mom saying when she was 18, she always wanted to go to Europe and just never went. And I mean, by that time I was in my 20s, so it was a while for her not going. And so decided, hey, how about you come along with me and I show you all the things that I've done because I've already done it. And then it was just so much easier with her having a bestie travel with her. And so I figured if my mom had those hesitations, and other people just needed someone to show them how to do things and give them little tips that they've learned. So that's why I started the channel.
Oh my God, you're so right. You are so right, because I don't even think of it like that because I worked on cruise ships for so long. But you're right. That is such a unique perspective because, yes, I bet you there is quite a bit of sort of apprehension and anxiety about going somewhere different, which, number one, I think cruising can help people with that because literally you just arrive on the ship and then you can choose to either stay on the ship or go off. But traveling to Europe, that's completely different.
It is.
How'd it go?
It went great. But the funny thing is my mom started cruising when I was 8. So for her, Europe was the hard deal. But for other people, cruising is the hard deal. So that's really why I started doing those cruise videos and packing tips and cruise pep guides, because it's just, for all the people I've cruised with, I think it's closer to 30 different people that have gone on a cruise with me so far.
Wow.
So just different tips. We have a family that's going cruising soon, and they were forgetting certain things like, oh, remember your passport, remember this, remember that. And they're stressing out a lot. So being able to provide them a guide saying, hey, here's a PDF, just go through the checklist, makes things super easy and you don't have to worry about anything, really calm their mind. So being able to provide that just definitely helps people. Yeah,
and there's a lot of myths out there as well about cruising, you know, that you can squash because, you know, the Ziploc bag thing, you don't need one of them for a cruise. You do for the flight, but not the cruise. But you know, so everyone's got everything in Ziploc bags to get on the ship, but you don't need to do that. You can actually pack your toiletries in your main luggage, can't you?
You sure
Things
can.
like that, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't do. Yeah, go on. No, you go.
Ziplocs do come in handy if you're someone who's super sweaty and you want to put those clothes in something that doesn't stink up the room. So I would say that's where Ziplocs come in very handy.
That is such a good idea. And you can get, well, this probably wouldn't help you on the ship unless you had a very friendly cabin steward. You could get those vacuum bags, but of course you need the, can you imagine saying to your cabin steward, excuse me, can I just borrow the end of your Hoover or your vacuum in America? It's vacuum in America and Hoover in England. But I bet you people do that.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Okay. That's a good tip. Because I just throw all my dirty laundry in my suitcase that's underneath the bed. But yeah, when it's almost like you have to pack all over again at the end of
Yeah,
the cruise. It's kind of depressing.
it is.
Especially when there's somebody to go.
Mhm.
Oh my God. All right. So I love your website. I've been on quite a few. You've got all sorts of things though, not just cruising. So what's some of the main tips? Can you cover like a couple of tips for each sort of type of travel trip that you would do?
Yes. So the thing that is the most new to me is backpacking in Alaska. I'm such a newbie and I say it all the
Really?
time because I have friends who are very outdoorsy. And in 2020, they said, let's try it. I jumped
Wow.
on it. Granted, I'm still very new at this. So I have done reviews on things like my backpack as a very new
I
backpacker
saw
and
that.
things like that. So tips for backpacking. If you are going in bear country, make sure that your food is away from your tent. That is the
Yes.
biggest thing that I have to say.
Right.
In Alaska,
Yes.
obviously, there's a lot of bears, and where we go backpacking is very much I believe they call it low tundra, so there aren't a lot of trees, but the best blueberries ever. So if you ever go to Alaska and you're in Eagle River in September, I highly suggest getting those blueberries. So much so,
Yeah.
I didn't like blueberries until I did that backpacking trip. And I believe the video, I'm going to Eagle Lake and Symphony Lakes. And then my friend said, you know what, just try it. I tried it and we sat there for 20 minutes just eating blueberries with our backpack on.
Oh my
So those
God. It
blueberries,
doesn't get better than that.
it
It
does
just
not.
doesn't get better than that. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm there. I'm like, I am like there sitting with you with the backpack, with the blueberries.
Mhm.
Yes, I'm there. I love Alaska. I lived
Me
there for
too.
a short while. So
Yeah.
I'm totally there. I love it. So
And I
you've got
think
a video
mhm.
on, yeah, so people can watch that video on your channel.
Yes, I can provide the link when we're done so that you can make it easy to
Awesome.
find. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. By the way, if you're watching, just say hi. And if you've got a question for Lady or myself, then pop it in the comments. All right.
Yes.
So, but what are some other tips?
The next thing would be packing. I'm an overpacker, and so packing is a huge deal for me. Going to
Yes.
Europe was kind of hard because I could only pack in a carry-on. Granted, I have done a month in Europe in a carry-on. I've done
No.
yeah.
Oh
It
my
was
God.
it was a lot. I did a month the first time and 3 weeks the second time, and I was very proud of myself because we went to, I think, 11 countries in that one trip. So have been
What?
able to do it. Yeah. I know.
With a carry-on.
With the
It,
carry-on. Yeah.
do you have that video? Is that
I don't have a video of me packing for that trip because that was way before I started YouTube, but I do have a
okay?
review of the backpack I used, the
Okay.
carry-on bag that I used. It was I think, oh, I'm trying to remember. I'll provide a link for that too.
Okay.
So
Okay. No
I'll
problem.
put a link
Caught
for
you
it.
off guard. That's insane.
I know, right? Yeah.
Insane. Mind you,
And
if you're going to hit 11 countries, the place to do it is Europe. Because
mhm.
it's, it is spread out, but sometimes you can hit a few, like around Switzerland, you can do 3 countries in one go. You
You
can do it
sure
in one
can.
day.
You know what's funny? Since you brought up Switzerland, living in Alaska, my friends always tried to convince me to go snowboarding, downhill skiing, all of that. Lived here all my life,
Uh,
never did it until I went to Switzerland. So Switzerland's the only place I've gone snowboarding.
you are so funny. So first of all, you live in Alaska and you only
Yeah,
just started going hiking
yeah.
recently. And you live in Alaska and you only
Mhm.
just started going snowboarding when you went to Switzerland. Okay, I
Yep,
get it. Mhm.
yep. So backwards, not that there isn't a place an hour away, but yeah. But
That's
going
so
back to
funny.
tips,
That's
yeah.
hilarious.
The
How was
next big
it?
on the channel is all about, again, packing tips and travel gear.
Right.
The new series
Uh-huh.
coming out is all about packing cubes because I have a lot of packing cubes because I have a little bit of an addiction to packing cubes and how they help you with packing.
Okay.
So the next thing is just my biggest tip is I like to stay organized with packing cubes because I can pack all of my, say, t-shirts in one cube, zip it
Wow.
up, and then when I get to my cruise cabin, I just put it in the drawer, unzip it, fold the lid over, and then I just pop it in the drawer. You don't have to take each individual item out. You just take the whole cube, put it in the drawer, and you're done, which is just
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
And how many times have you ever, like, so if you go with somebody else, so I
Mhm.
just recently cruised with my husband, and
Mhm.
sometimes there's only 3 drawers.
Mhm.
So someone's got to put their little things on a shelf and then they
Yes.
all fall off like socks and
keep them in the cube because that's what I
Keep them
do.
in the
So
queue.
my mom and I both have cubes. So hers are
Right.
red, mine are blue. Now I have a fiance. He went on his first cruise in October, and his are dark blue. So we
Cool.
all have our different cubes. When I cruise with my mom, she and I have a lot of clothes. He doesn't have as many. So when my mom and I have cruise, you just take your whole cube, put it in the shelf. So if you have a bunch of socks that roll around, the cubes that I like keep their shape. So you just put them in the shelves, and it just makes things so much
That's such a
easier when
great
you're.
tip.
Yeah,
Okay, that's a good tip for me. Thank you.
you're very
Cute.
welcome.
Thank you.
And one more thing is the cubes I like it. You can just pop them right in the washer because I like to get
Oh,
things clean. You just zip them up, put them in the washer. If you have anything like a soft material that you put in like a mesh bag in the laundry, just leave it in the
uh-huh.
cube, pop it in the washing machine, and it's good to go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to check out that video. Thank you. All right.
You're welcome.
What
That
else?
one is coming, so you'll have to watch
Oh,
the channel. Yeah.
okay. Okay. Well,
Yes.
let me know and I'll share the link
Okay.
here and I'll
Sounds
share it all over my stuff. So
good.
brilliant. That's a really good tip. Okay.
You're welcome. And
Right.
then the
What
last
else?
big subject is just cruising. So I recently did different things like tips on for seasickness and
Yes.
how to access your online account and the cruise prep guide that I told you about, where what to do right after booking your cruise up to right before you get on the ship. And
Right.
it's a whole video series and it has a PDF guide to go along with it. And if you
Awesome.
go to travelwithlady.com/free gift, so free
Uh-huh.
dash gift, then you can access that and it's free. It's a free download.
Okay.
You also get the packing guide. And I have
Okay.
tips, tricks that I give to my family because my friends have been seasick when cruising, or like I said, when you're going on a trip, you want to know when do you get your passport, when do you check in online,
Yeah.
when do you make your reservations, and just different suggestions on when to start shopping, when to pick up certain items. And it's just for me, I need a checklist because I like going through and checking things off. So yeah, if you go to
Yeah.
this link at the bottom
Uh-huh.
of the page, it'll say free gifts. Free gift if you're on mobile. If you're on desktop, at the top right, it'll say free gifts, and you can.
Awesome. This is so helpful. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
you're
Right.
welcome.
Okay. And what's the motivation behind all that? So I know you were talking about your mom, and it's
Mhm.
about she'd have gone sooner. So your YouTube is a raging success. And so
Oh,
what
thank
do you
you.
think? Why do you think you've been so successful on YouTube?
I I'm trying to figure out why. For me, I just try to be who I am. I really can't be anyone else. So I really just try to be my genuine, authentic self. And hey, Bonnie, I see Bonnie in the chat. How you doing? Yeah.
Oh, hi,
So
Bonnie. How are
yay.
you, honey? We're a bit earlier today because Lady's in Alaska, so she has
Yes.
to do this live before work. Good to
Yes.
see you,
Thank you.
dear.
Thank
Mwah.
you. And a nice heart to you too. Yes.
Appreciate
So
that.
and because I travel with such a large group, so I think one time we did 17 different people and we had 4 generations of family with
Oh
us.
my
And
God. Uh-huh.
coordinating everybody just gets to be quite a lot. And things like telling people before you get on the ship, download the cruises app, because if not, then I'm going to be the person to help them on the ship. And it just makes things easier if
Hmm.
they do it before we get on the cruise. Oh,
Yeah.
nice to see you too,
Oh,
buddy.
it's
It's
sweet.
been a bit. Yeah. So.
Yeah. That's quite a responsibility, 17 people. That's a
Yeah.
lot. So the more prepared you are, the better. Yeah, because
Mhm,
I went on Iona and I
mhm.
went with a couple of people and I was constantly answering the questions. And actually, it did cross my mind, we need to start writing this down because you already asked me that.
Yes.
so,
Yeah.
so it is important because then you don't have to worry and you can just enjoy it and just relax.
Mhm, mhm.
Mm.
And then the people you
So
cruise with feel
what's
better too because they've prepared themselves as well.
Exactly. And then the next time it's easier and easier and easier.
Mhm.
You get more organized each time. So what's next for you? What's the next cruise? What's the
I
next
don't know
trip?
yet. I don't know yet because there's a lot of things
Okay.
happening. Like I said, I have a fiance, so I'm getting married this year, so that's the big thing that I'm
Oh
doing
my God,
first. Yeah.
congratulations. That's
Thank you.
amazing
Thank you.
news. I'm so
Thank
happy
you.
for you. When's the big day?
It's sometime this summer. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds really nice. Okay,
Yeah.
good. And it's beautiful in Alaska in the summer.
It is. It's
It's
absolutely
so gorgeous.
gorgeous.
Yes,
Yes.
that's amazing. All right. So yeah, that's a huge thing, the
Mhm.
honeymoon and everything. But what's next for you with your YouTube channel? You've mentioned a couple of videos are coming up. So
Mhm.
we're going to look forward to the Cubes YouTube
Yes.
channel. What else?
So I plan on doing more hikes. Alaska's great for hikes. I haven't explored as much as I would like to. So just different hiking trips, camping trips, and anything I can do in Alaska. I know in the summer it's definitely a tourist destination. So what I'm trying to do is figure out different things that I would say tourists would enjoy to see, or I've enjoyed, or different tips that I have. Oh, thank you, Bonnie. It's so sweet.
Sweet.
So just showing people the different places around Alaska that I think they'd really enjoy if they came here on a trip.
I agree. I was lucky enough to go camping a couple of times myself,
Oh, good.
and I want to hear one of your best stories. Can I tell you mine? And
Yes.
then
Yes.
well, actually, the blueberries is a pretty good story. But so we went camping and we were hiking and hiking and hiking. You know what it's like in Alaska in summer? It stays light really late. And so
Yes.
I was working in Alaska. So I finished work and then,
Bonnie.
Bonnie, awesome. You're going to be there end of August.
Yes. We will have
Oh,
to connect.
definitely. I
Yes.
want to come. Now I've
You
got
should.
FOMO. I've got
You
total
should.
FOMO. She's going to be there end of August. So by the time we got to where we wanted to camp, it was getting quite dusky, you know, it was getting quite dark. So we went into the tent, we went to sleep, woke up the next morning, we were just going about our business, and my boyfriend at the time said, look up. And we looked up and there was an eagle's nest.
Oh,
I couldn't
really?
believe it. It was just like right there.
Whoa.
And they were
Mhm.
just minding their own business. One was coming, the other one was going. And we just sat there, oh my God, for hours just watching them. It was so, so fabulous.
Oh,
I loved
that's
it. It
beautiful.
was so cool. We didn't know it was there. We just camped there and then there it was. Is that
Mhm.
the type of camping you do? Because I know in England, we've got campsites, so you got to
Mhm.
book a pitch. But I guess over there, you just go.
You can do all kinds. So when I started camping, I think my first camping trip was I was like 5 months old. So we had a tent space and rented that out. But if you go out to places like Homer, they when I was young, the Homer Spit really nice. You always met people from all around the world. I think the last time I was there, I met people from Belgium, which is really cool.
Oh, wow.
And
Yeah.
so you have some places, I think they're all rented out now, but some places you have an RV, so you can have an RV or a trailer behind your truck, something like that, where you have to
Right.
reserve a spot ahead of time.
Right.
But I kind of do both. So last year I did where I rent a spot or I go off to a lake and you just put your tent up
Pitch
next
tent.
to a
Yeah.
lake and then you wake up the next morning. So, but that kind of ties into what you're asking about a nice
Yeah.
camping story. The first backpacking trip I did was out in Seward, Alaska. And one of the things that for me solidified, okay, I got to do this again, was in the morning, I zipped open the tent. And when I tell you that it was over by Lost Lake, I have a video of this as well. When
Uh-huh.
you look out over the water, and I don't think I explained this like to its fullest on the video, but when you
Right.
look out over the water and just how clear the water was, because you to me it amazes me. Sometimes I'm like, I live in Alaska and it's just amazing because you have
Yeah.
the mountains in the background and then the lake is just so perfectly still that you
Yeah.
see the exact way that the mountain looks in the lake.
Like a
And it was just
mirror.
one of those moments where I'm like, music is just going to start busting out because it feels like a
Wow.
movie, and it was
That
just so
is,
pretty and serene, and it was just that's what took my breath away. That
oh,
was the highlight of the trip.
yeah. And you know what? That's free.
Yeah, it was.
You know,
You got a good workout.
that
Yes.
sounds amazing. That sounds amazing.
But
You just got the weather right. Yeah.
yeah, the weather was perfect. Funny thing is, I just because it's still Alaska, I want people to know mosquitoes are still a thing. Because on just one
Oh,
leg,
yeah.
yeah, I had
Like Scotland.
60 mosquito bites on one leg. So from that trip. So I just stopped counting after I got to 60 because that was just so many.
Holy
Yeah.
cow.
Yeah.
Bonnie's, this is a great question. In
Okay.
England, there are caravans, RVs here. She is absolutely right. We've got
Thank you,
caravans and
Bunny.
they're called RVs in the US. I will say RVs are way bigger than our caravans, though.
Some
We
of them
do have
get
some
massive.
RVs. Yeah, and they're amazing. They're like houses on wheels. We do have,
Yeah.
I remember once we were camp because we camp a lot in the UK. And I remember once we gosh, yes, so true.
They
And
are.
Scotland, because Alaska is on the same latitude as northern Scotland. So northern
Mhm.
Scotland, well, northern Scotland, Scotland is north, but it gets so many mosquitoes. You're right. The official bird of
Yeah.
Alaska. But yeah, we were camping once in our little, we've got a VW camper van, and we've got like the awning and that's it. And then we woke up in the morning and there was like this huge American RV next to us. We're like, whoa. So
Yeah.
this is my friend Lucy. Hi, Lucy. Thanks for
Hi, Lucy.
watching. Lucy and I worked on cruise ships. She's still my best buddy from cruise ships. And I tell people, because I
Oh,
recruit people for ships now, you meet friends for life. And Lucy and I go way back.
nice. You sure do. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know that you're busy, and I am so appreciative of your time and everything you do. Your channel is fantastic. I love all the images, the backpacking. I've got one of your videos up here, Alaska during the summer, backpacking for the first time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have a look at that. And thank you so, so much for your time. You're amazing. I wish you all the best of luck for your wedding. I hope it goes smoothly. And even if it doesn't, it doesn't matter. You're getting married.
Yes. Well, thank you for having me on your show. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, anytime. Please come back. And thank you, everybody, for watching. And we're going to let Lady go because she's got to get ready to go to work. Because what time is it there in Alaska?
It is 7:20 in the morning.
And you look so good. Oh my
Thank
God.
you.
I do not look that good. It's 7 o'clock in the morning.
Did I say I woke up at 6?
Oh my goodness. I'm like,
Yeah.
I gotta peel my eyes open at 6 o'clock. So you're doing great. Oh, this is amazing.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching, everybody. If you've got any questions for Lady, just stick them in the comments and she'll get back to you, okay? Thanks,
I
guys.
will.
Have a great weekend. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.